Scotland in a friendly in February. Manchester United's Andrei Konchelskis is here, and so too the gifted Alexei Mihайличенко.
I think that's the fascinating thing about tonight, is we've got really two quite inexperienced international sides, two teams really going through transition with two new managers, two new managers trying to make their own mark in international football.
And the competition for it starts now. England defend the goal to the right. Tony Dorigo, paperwork getting the transfer completed.
As much space as they gave the Turkish side.
Here's Platt, good running by Thomas. This is encouraging for England. Smith's going to the far post. Ball put in with a lot of pace, but Barnes waiting by the near post. Ian Wright for the flick on. Mark Wright is there as well. Platt and Smith coming from deeper. Mark Wright almost getting to it. And it's not a bad... Kolivанов. Tatарчук is the number 10. Here's Kolivанов, who's the top scorer in the Soviet League at the moment. They're about a third through their season. And he's got 11 goals at a goal a game when playing for England, finding that the expectations are high. Uvarov didn't really deal with it. And Mark Wright, but the goalkeeper was back. The Soviet Union against Argentina on Thursday. It's Barnes who helps it on. Uvarov in trouble. No foul given, when there might have been that time. Looked more obvious the infringement.
Edge of the box, but this time decided to go in, take a chance and gamble on the flick from John Barnes, and it so nearly paid off for them.
Alexander Uvarov, 31.
I think our success at club level over the years is always because we've played at a game at pace, and the European sides haven't liked that. And I've always been disappointed when national sides have committed the ultimate crime really and played to suit the team they're playing against. Cause them problems, that's my motto. Give them things to worry them.
Platt. Barry Stevens back at right back. And Barnes gets a pretty free header. And I must say, the game has started in a very entertaining manner.
In a very positive manner from England's point of view. Super ball in from Gary Stevens. And that's a pretty poor header by John Barnes' standards. He has the space, as you see. The marking's not good. That's free header from about 8 yards.
Kuznetsov, the scorer against Scotland. Mihайличенко. Kolivанов. It's a lovely turn. Mihайличенко. Tatарчук. It's deflected and in. A goal for the Soviet Union and a cruel one for Chris Woods and company to concede.
Yes, it is a cruel goal, but you couldn't help but admire the build-up play, could you? They had kept the ball for a long period of time. Tatарчук has a shot, and the new skipper is unfortunate enough to get in the way, leaving Chris Woods absolutely helpless. But I did say if you give this team room, then they're the type of team that will punish you. They get a bit of luck here. You see Chris Woods goes, he has it totally covered, and that's the kind of luck a goalkeeper doesn't need.
England won. But Kolivанов has played the ball in well from the right, steered down by Mihайличенко. But Woods was his 7th international.
I think even this early you can see, Mark, can't you, at times how short England are getting caught in midfield. Not short in talent.
So deft with his delivery at the set pieces. Wise, of course, who made the winning goal for Wimbledon here against Liverpool in that cup final. Here he is, in just the sort of position he crossed for Sanchez then. And Thomas! In this freewheeling midfield, but that's certainly not the best he can offer. Barnes, Platt. David Platt, since the league season finished, took part in Aston Villa's tour to Rangers season. Graham Taylor with the doctor, John Crane, for company.
The tracksuits on the lot, how times change.
Галямин, the Army club in Moscow. Parker with England's free kick. Uvarov. Punches it off the head of Mark Wright. Thomas gets it back, and it's turned in by Alan Smith, who gets his first goal for England, and it's 1-1.
Well, your first goal's always very special in your country's colours, and Alan Smith will be a very, very proud man. Long free kick that causes the damage. The goalkeeper, Uberach, comes all the way, but it's a very poor punch. Jeff Thomas wastes no time, and that's just instinct. As a striker, he's not looking where the goals are, but he's got a rough idea.
The 2 Arsenal Championship winning seasons.
Yeah, too many players with something to play for.
Smith is up well. In comes Ian Wright and Platt. Go. Smith takes it from him. Barnes. Everyone but Kolivanoff back for the Soviet Union. Beautiful play. Barnes to Dorigo. England coming in at the near post in the combination here between Barnes and Dorigo.
Well, a lovely ball with outside his foot. Just here, I wonder if Tony Dorigo could have picked someone out. There's a lot of bodies in there, and coaches and managers do
substitute here. Barnes, who enjoys being in the centre. And the Soviet Union slow to pick John Barnes up. It's an early cross from wide. That's off. Tatarchuk, and Konchelskis comes away with the ball. Possibilities here, and but it's the performances that have been open to criticism. Tatarchuk, one-on-one against Mark Wright. They need the goalkeeper, and Tatarchuk has just knocked it too far ahead.
You mentioned the fact at the beginning, Martin, how absolutely joyful to watch at times.
Look at the Soviet Union in the flesh this time against an also very young Argentina side.
Well, you and I will be there.
This is Kolivanoff, Mihайличенко. And if you can't get along, you will be able to see it on Šalimov. And Parker just across. If there is anyone as quick as Des Walker to take over that number 5 shirt, you're looking at him. And just to go back to Saturday here, it's still a really amazing irony that Des Walker, such a fervent Spurs fan as a boy, who must have dreamt about scoring the winning goal for Tottenham in an FA Cup final, and now has done it. Wasn't it? It's a foul on Smith.
Certainly unmerited, it sure was.
Good play from him. He's left Dorigo. And Šalimov coming unattended on the left. Mihайличенко there if he rolls it inside. Šalimov didn't seem quite sure in his own mind what was the best option then. Kulykov. Oh, and it very nearly came back to him from Cveiba. Konchelskis. Platt. And Alan Smith wasn't going to allow that just to roll through to the goalkeeper. April next year. Here's Wise. Hope to still be around. Graham Taylor's plans there. Oh, and Platt, that's a penalty. And David Platt has earned it, and he, I think, will take it, because there's no Gary Lineker, of course. And he does, 2-1. Two minutes before half-time.
You see, it's all about putting teams under pressure. Commits that sender, look at David Platt, pounces on it. The contact's there, it may not be
He picked the ball up to go and get it. He wanted to take it, and he was very good. Wise takes it. That's Mark Wright.
Especially when you're at Wembley. Actually, if Дэвид Платт goes to
win the Zenith Data Systems Cup last season, and Dorigo can't repeat the... Anatoly Bishovets on the left, played 39 times for the Soviet Union, scored 50. Remembered Nobby Stiles. I'll say no more.
Does anyone ever forget him?
There is a Shalimov. Not quite with the striking pedigree of his international manager.
What Graham Taylor actually wants is his back four to get it forward to the front and then a little bit quicker at international level.
Well, it's going to be a substitution. Only 7 minutes into the second half. Tatarchuk, who will be, I'm sure, credited with the Soviet Union goal here, goes off to be replaced by another of this group of promising young players, Alexander Mostovoy from Sparta. Sean Barnes, always an uncomfortable figure at Anfield in January, with gloves and tights on sometimes. Mark Wright, and that's the goalkeepers. Oh, and he's thrown it against Thomas. And surely the referee must have blown in that Thomas got in the goalkeeper's way.
That little flash from John Barnes, it's just what we want him to do more often in an England jersey, isn't it? Just shows you what he's capable of.
Were you at Rangers when, was it the Dynamo Kiev goalkeeper? Russell's gone, Dorigo again with a show of initiative. Barry Stevens as well, who has always turned up. Smith, nearly another help it's on its way goal after Ian Kulykov. Galyamin. Oh, and Mostovoy! Chris Woods made an excellent save. He started to come and was very nearly caught out by his movement off his line. But he thrust up a hand and somehow kept the ball out. Oh, and Mihайличенко couldn't take that in his stride.
Well, you said it was an excellent save. I thought it was a magnificent save. Mostovoy loses Dennis Wise. That's the problem. But look at that for instinct. That's a magnificent save. Mostovoy must think he's scored here. Chris Woods is only 3 or 4 yards away from him. He headers it, he thinks it's in, and that's pure instinct.
Of course, another mistake done. Mihайличенко. Only Kolivanoff ahead of him. And he tries to get through beyond Paul Parker. It's a good contest. And the referee has given it against Parker, but where has he given it? It's a free kick on the edge.
Well, it's exactly where he says it was a free kick. I don't think it's there, I think it's there. It's very, very close, Martin, very close indeed. Paul Parker will be a relieved young man that he's gotten away with that.
Mihайличенko or Kolivanoff? It's Kolivanoff, deflected and just away from the goal, otherwise it might well have gone in. Well, but for Tony Dorigo there, Chris Woods. They might well break. Flat, right. He didn't get very far. Here's Shalimov. Kolivanoff. And now Konchelskis. Mihайличенко coming in. And crossing well and catching his teammates a bit by surprise. Mostovoy. Well, then, away it did have to funnel back once more. Mostovoy. And again, all the initiative and enterprise was there.
Because you can see what a hard night it is for England. quartet in midfield, Mark, when the midfield players from the Soviet Union make such...
Shalomov. Mostovoy. Well, England probably will be reasonably happy if they're going to shoot from that range. But there was no one to prevent him getting in the shot.
Yeah, it's up to the back four at the moment, Mark, to stand strong, to stand tall, and make it as difficult as possible, and force the Soviets to shoot from that kind of range.
Stevens got in the way well. Shalomov. Still Shalomov when Dennis Wise waved him on his way when he knocked the ball too far ahead. Barks. Right's turn, and Galyamin knew he was beaten then. And it's a yellow card. Right wouldn't have been directly on course for goal. So the punishment here seemed to fit the crime to me.
Yeah, I think Galyamin knew he was going to get booked here. Again, it's another fabulous turn from Ian Wright. One of these hallmarks.
Dorigo's free kick. Oh, Smith. Shalimov is coming off for Igor Korneyev. Fairly painful arrival for Korneyev.
Wide right, and David Barry just inside, just to make numbers more even in that midfield area where England have suffered for long periods of tonight.
Well, Smith up on his own, immediately earns a free kick. Beardsley crosses, and Jeff Thomas corner in the absence of Wise. Well, it was Barnes who helped it on. Thomas.
Like John Barnes in the near post. That's pure out the Liverpool locker. Beardsley knows where to deliver it, and Thomas...
Kuznetsov with the cross. Oh, Mostovoy, well, he pushed down Dorigo. But he's shown plenty of attacking ideas, coming basically from midfield.
Basically straight swap for...
Beardsley. Oh, and Platt's on his own through the middle. It took some finding, but Beardsley managed that, and he wasn't quite on his own when the ball arrived, but defenders drawn away from Barnes. In goes Smith. Looking strong. Thomas. What can Barnes do this time? Smith! Oh, it was a great cross. And Alan Smith knows it.
We see it again. John Barnes gets a good advantage from the referee here. Shakes the sweeper off and delivers a perfect cross right into the danger area. Watch this. It's a free header. He just tries to get it down too much.
And Barnes, England do look as though they've got a powerful second wind. Thomas. Replace all divots, please. Area of the pitch. Korneyev, and this is in the right area of the pitch from their point of view. Konchelski's got the ball. Kolivanoff, well, if he'd been able to let it run, Kulkov was coming in on this near side. The far... Cvejba. Well, it's still his foul on Дэвид Платт that's the difference between the two sides in conceding the penalty. Sunday to go in the season in Italy. Colivano. And Platt is there again.
Excellent defending. When your defence needs some help, they look...
Should the Soviet Union have had a penalty against Parker. Kolivanoff, Mihайличенко urging himself to one last run perhaps alongside Kolivanoff. It's behind Mihайличенко. It's stopped from being a corner by Woods. Barnes, and again they've given him room in which to attack the goal, but recovered through Cwejba. Oh, Varov didn't really read it up against the Wembley floodlights. It was a towering... Dorigo, good work by Platt. Batty peeling off him. Well, who's only ever scored one goal for Leeds. Platt, yes, 3-1! And that rounds the night off nicely. With 2 minutes to go. David Platt second. England 3, the Soviet Union 1.
Yes, and a real good build-up in which David Batty played a big part. But what a great first touch from David Platt. That gave him the opening, that gave him the opportunity. And he strikes a great shot from the edge of the box to give Uvarov no chance. But you see there, David Batty plays a big part, holds up well. Peter Beardsley just plays a lovely little ball into David Platt, turns, one touch, and it's in the bottom corner. That's a great finish.
24 goals for Aston Villa during the season, as I mentioned.
Thought about taking a little rest. He looks so full of energy. Yes, and he has given a wonderful midfield performance.
Platt has now. This is his 17th cap. He was a bonus in Italy, and Graham Taylor has built on that, and is building his team around David Platt, who will get the headlines. 2 goals for Platt, 1 for Alan Smith, as England's much-changed side has started this quest for the England Challenge Cup with a win. A prestigious win too.